All right, well, firstly, we'd like to start with saying a big, massive thank you to you guys we hit 10,000 subscribers this week, which has blown our mind. Like, we never set off and started this journey looking for subscribers. We basically did it just for ourselves to sort of create our own memories.
Yeah, create memories, but, you know, to help people out if they're looking
for campsite reviews and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then it's just morphed into sort of, you know, it's not big as Ben Hur, and we're not going to, you know, do this full time forever.
No.
But I think it's been an interesting journey.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't make $1 million, I can tell you that right now.
No.
It puts a tank of fuel on the patrol once a month, but that's about it.
Yeah. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it behind the scenes, and, you know, like we don't get it right every time. Like, you know, we don't get it right first take. You've got to do it over and over again. And
it does take quite a lot of practice. And, like, I feel, though, as I'm better at doing review stuff where I can, you know, focus on a script, more so of a script and factual information. Yeah. I'm not very good at ad-lib. I'm terrible.
I'm fine with winging it.
So, yeah, she does pretty good. That's why you see her in the majority of our content, because she can just ad-lib pretty good. So...
But anyway, we're going to cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers.
To 10K. Woo.
We're currently in Broome and we're drinking a couple of local beers. So this is the mango beer. If you haven't tried this one, get onto that, because I reckon it's pretty tasty. And I don't drink beer. And that's actually that's actually the first carton of beer I've ever bought in my life.
Really? Well, to be fair, I went and bought it. But even I'll drink that. It's really nice.
Yeah. So
I think I'd have mine over a glass of ice. Cheers. I'm drinking the Matso's ginger beer. Goes down an absolute treat.
It goes pretty good. Pretty expensive though.
Yeah. Wow. When in Broome. I was going to say when in Rome, but when in Broome.
Yep. So what we thought we'd do is we've put together a couple of questions that we sort of frequently get asked, or you guys would probably want to know. So we've just got a couple here. So what's your favourite place so far?
Favourite place so far? Well, it depends, right? I think you need to separate out into categories.
Yeah.
Like, what's your favourite?
It's very hard when you go to see so many destinations. It's hard to say that is the best place, because there's lots of really, really good places, but they're good places for different reasons.
Exactly. So, for example, I think my favourite beach camp, Palubi.
Palubi, yeah.
Palubi, loved Palubi. Favourite
national park.
Fishing national.
Or fishing, yeah.
Fishing national park. I love Port Lincoln.
Port Lincoln was really good. I really liked Port Lincoln.
Favourite little town and national park for me, I love Kalbarri.
Kalbarri, yeah.
Yeah, I loved Kalbarri. I feel like that sort of had everything, because you could have gone fishing in the estuary, out in the ocean.
Yep.
And you had all the bits to explore in the national park. Carragini was beautiful, don't get me wrong. Plenty of hikes and gorges and swimming and all that sort of stuff. But
I think Kalbarri was a little honeypot. I think it was really good. It was like and that's one thing that we'll lead on to in one of the coming questions, is that Australia's way too big to see it all in 12 months. So
it's a massive country.
It's huge.
Aussies know that, but in terms of when
you start driving around it, then you're
traveling full time, we're all human, right? You still need days where you just vegetate.
Yeah,
and you do
nothing.
But if you've only booked somewhere for 3 nights and you're at a point where you're sort of feeling a bit fatigued and you need to vegetate, well, day 1 is getting here and setting up and maybe chucking some washing on and getting shopping. Day 2, if you vegetate day 2, then you've only got day 3. You've got 1 day to smash it all out, and then you leave the next day.
Yeah.
So I think we're a bit ambitious when we were like, we'll stay someplace for 3 nights. Sometimes we've done 5.
Yeah.
And other times we've done 10.
10, yeah.
But they've only been at locations where we've been waiting for something to come in the post. And it has forced us to stay longer, to wait for our parcel to arrive.
Yep.
So, but in saying that, what we're trying to say is we would love to have slowed down this trip.
Yep. I think if the old saying, if you know what you know now, and if you could go back in time, you'd change things. And I think for us, trying to cram a whole lap into 12 months, and don't get me wrong, it can be done.
Oh, of course it can be done.
You can do it in 6 months if you really want to. but even with 12 months, you don't get to see
You don't get to see everything.
a lot of good places, and you don't get to spend enough time in those really good places.
Yeah.
So I think for our, I suppose for my opinion and probably Sarah's opinion is, if you're going to tackle Australia, I would not recommend doing a 12-month lap. I would recommend spending 12 months in a state and just focus on, say, WA, for example, or
WA is
South
massive,
Australia,
yeah.
or South Australia, or Queensland, or wherever you want to go, and focus on that. And then if you then start getting through it, and then you go, right, we've had enough of it after 6 months, then move on to another state. Because like there's so many times where we could have gone, we want to stay here for another week, but we've got bookings and plans.
You're also hanging around for that good window of weather.
Yeah, that's been tough.
That's been really tough, been a bit saddening, I guess, too, when you're so pushed, you've got all these bookings and the weather was looking really good, and then it just nosedives, and you're like, we're only here for another.
Yeah, and weather will make or break your experience that you're going to have.
Along with sites that you get too, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's like,
so, I mean, I did say Palubu was my favourite beach camp, but I will say the Ningaloo ranks #1 for me for snorkeling.
Oh, Ningaloo is amazing. Like, you can't. There's probably no better place in Australia in terms of coastline than the Ningaloo. You've got swimming, you got fishing, snorkeling. It's amazing.
You've got some national park too.
Yeah, and national parks and hikes and all sorts of things. So there's stacks of places. But so I was probably going to say, so my favourite place would probably be, I'm going to say that lower half, or probably the lower quarter of Western Australia. I would say that whole Margaret River,
totally livable,
all the way across to Esperance. That section down there, I thought was mind-blowingly good. Like, it was stunning.
I could move there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, Margaret River is amazing. Bustleton, Esperance, all those little towns along that way. Even Albany. Like, some people say they don't like Albany. We loved Albany.
Yeah, there's no traffic lights.
There's no traffic lights, and it's got so much history. It's beautiful location. There's so much going for these a lot of places. So
the only thing that sets me back is we don't have any family in WA, and there's only
umbrella.
Yeah, you got, obviously you can fly into anywhere really, but in terms of accessibility, there's only 2 major roads that get you into the state of WA.
That's right. Yeah.
There's only 2 ways you can go, so it limits you in that sense. I think.
Yep.
Turns me off a little bit.
Yep.
Whereas if I was born in WA,
yep,
I think you'd probably hang around. It's a beautiful state. And we've seen other travelling families who we've followed them on their journeys and thought, wow, they've spent 12 months in WA. Like, how could you spend so long in one state?
Place. Very easily.
Very easily.
It's
for sure.
Yep.
Like, we could have spent heaps longer at the Ningaloo, right?
Oh.
We did just over a month on the Ningaloo.
I wish we'd probably spent 3 to 4 months on the Ningaloo, honestly, because as Sarah said, your window opportunities are sometimes not great. So you're sitting around waiting for those good those weathers to come through, to go fishing, snorkeling, boating, doing whatever. So you sort of end up filling your time with either doing nothing or doing things that you probably weren't going to do, which isn't a bad thing also.
No, it does force you to do other things and make other plans.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on. We're waffling now.
Yeah, that's right. What would we change? I think we've summed it up already. We would slow it down. Our biggest probably tip would be slow it down, pick an area or a state or something and focus on that. And then if you then get tired, then change your travel plans and then sort of move on.
My next biggest one for me, I love the size of our van, but somehow I need more bench space.
Yeah.
And I would love a washing machine.
Yeah, that's one thing we didn't, we struggled. Like, washing, you don't actually think about it until you got to do it.
Well, we knew.
But we didn't think it was going to be as bad. And when,
It's expensive.
It's been pretty expensive. So the most expensive washing machine we come across was at $7 or $8.
$8.
$8 a load. Yeah. And then when you're going to do 4 loads, that's $32.
Yeah.
And 4 loads, and some of those sizes of machines as well, they'll vary. They can be really big, like 10 kilo, and then some are really small, and 5 kilo. So, Yeah, one thing I suppose I would change, and it will probably lead on to one of the other questions, is our setup. I probably wouldn't have the same setup. As I said, I like our caravan. I like that it's not huge, and I love the south. They call it the east-west bed. Sorry, a lot of people don't like it. Everyone has their own reasons, but we have no issue with it.
No, we love it.
We'd even like one of those pushed-in corner beds, or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, as Sarah said, more bench space. A lot of caravans, they don't have a lot of bench space.
No, we actually looked at upgrading to a larger
We did when we were in
size.
Adelaide. We looked at going to a bigger van, and you didn't get
an increase in bench space. So I was like, what's the point?
what is the point, So
anyway, what else? The car. We love the car.
Oh, the Patrol hands down is a brilliant tow vehicle. It is a bit heavy on fuel. And when I say heavy on fuel, it's only probably 3 to 4 litres per 100 heavier than a 200 series Land Cruiser. Now, I think if you balance that against the initial cost of the Patrol and the Land Cruiser, it's still a cheaper option.
Yeah.
I think. Your upfront costs are going to be more for your Land Cruiser, but then your long-term, everyday costs in your Patrol are going to be a bit more because it's a bit heavier on fuel. But in saying that, it's also cheaper to service and all sorts of things. But the Patrol is good. However, if I was going to change my setup, I would go a dual cab ute.
Yeah.
I'd go a large dual cab ute, maybe 1500 size for our size van, because ours isn't a huge van. Even maybe a Ranger might even do it.
I think we need to tell everyone why.
Well, there's a couple of reasons why. One, when you've got a back set up and you've got drawers and fridge and all sorts of things, and you've got more stuff in the back, everything rattles. And then when you drive along corrugated dirt roads or really poor condition roads, if you're like me, I don't like rattles in cars. I like silence.
And I can attest to this. He's like, if any of you can remember, it was either Super Cheap or Repco, the ad where he's trying to find pulls the whole car apart and it's a pair of earrings and the ashtray. Yeah.
That is me. I don't like.
That is him. Hates the rattles.
So whereas I think if you had a canopy, everything's in the back, and you wouldn't hear it. So I don't know if you're a canopy owner, let me know in the comments below if you still hear rattles. But the second reason why I'd want a dual cab is for a boat. So we had the inflatable boat.
Oh yeah.
And the inflatable boat was really good. Don't get me wrong, it was really good. It served its purpose for us, but it has its limitations. Should I say that?
Yeah.
Ideally, we'd like a rooftop tinny that had a little trailer that you could then go on. Because the problem is with the inflatable, you got to inflate it and then you got to put the motor on, but then you've got to be close to the water.
Yeah.
It makes it pretty difficult to get the boat to the water.
We even swapped the wheels out to try and combat the issue of making it was difficult.
And it made it easier, a hell of a lot easier.
It did make it a hell of a lot easier.
They were great, but
it was still difficult. At Windabandy, we really struggled, didn't we?
Yeah. So what I'd change our dual cab, something either
you changed Patrol to a dual cab.
Yeah. Like I love the V8. You can't go wrong with a V8.
Yeah, it sounds wicked.
Sounds wicked, and it's super comfy. Like it handles the corrugations amazingly. Like it's I've been in other cars.
There's only 3 things that would really change. Slow down.
Yep.
Oh well, in terms of the van, washing machine, and more bench space.
Yep.
And then you'd have a canopy thing, and probably a tinny rather than inflatable.
Yeah. If somehow we could get more bench space in the caravan we've got and a washing machine, the van's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. We've got plenty of room.
Plenty of storage space and stuff like that.
And we seem to manage okay with everything.
Yeah. But yeah, dual cab ute with a rooftop tinny, with a trailer. And yeah, I think that's about it, I think.
Hardest thing on the road. What have you found the hardest
thing? The hardest thing I have found on the road, so you go from a large 4-bedroom home with 3 living areas and, you go and you go to work every day, you come home, you do all the sort of family stuff at home, and then you got the weekends and all that sort of thing, is that you live in each other's pockets inside a van. You literally live inside the pockets.
And then if you're not in the van, you're in the car.
Yeah.
Living inside each other's pockets.
You get this compressed living, and not everyone's perfect, and I think you all get on each other's nerves at one point or another.
Yeah.
And you just need a break and all that sort of thing. So that's probably the hardest thing I've found, and probably also schooling. credit to those school teachers out there. I could not be a school teacher to save my life. So hats off to you guys that are school teachers, because I reckon you do a fantastic job. Schooling kids is bloody hard.
It is really hard.
I don't know.
Getting them to sit still, getting them to focus, getting them to have the motivation to do it has been really difficult.
Yeah.
We've done incentives, we've done anything. We're not asking for tips or advice.
No.
We've got things sort of now that work for our kids.
But trying to get that in place was super difficult.
Yeah, it's taken us a while to find our footing. I guess the other thing for me that I found the hardest is not having like a routine. Like obviously we could enforce one, don't get me wrong, but it all depends. Like, is it a travel day? Are you...
It's a good weather day.
Yeah. Are you...
Whereabouts are you?
Yeah, where are you? Are you off doing a touristy type thing that day? Did you have a crappy sleep the night before? Like, just, I don't know. We haven't sort of found a real good rhythm.
No, it has taken...
And also too, like, we're from Queensland, so Queensland's actually 2 hours ahead of us.
Yep.
So Perth, being in WA now particularly, is 2 hours behind. That's been hard in terms of staying in contact with family, friends, and then other school friends and kids and stuff, because
you're trying to organise,
by the time we settle for an afternoon and think, now would be a really great time, like before our dinner for the kids to catch up with friends.
Yeah.
It's almost bedtime for kids back home.
Yeah.
So that's been a bit hard to manage. But yeah, same as Adam for me, living in each other's pockets, not having that time.
Well, at least
away.
when you go to work, you get separation from each other, and then
you get to talk about something else. You get to talk to other adults, other people about other things.
And what you'll find is the smallest things will get on your nerves.
Yeah. And you just feel ridiculous. But, I mean, you do come through the other side of it. It does make you a bit of a...
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Well, apparently. What else we got? So average spend per week. So we haven't done any figures or anything like that, and we probably budgeted about $1,200 a week. I think we're probably averaging, I would say, around $1,500, give or take.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's hard to give a definite figure because everyone's going to be different.
Yeah.
And you know, what you eat's going to be different, how much you drink's going to be different, how many, touristy things you want to do, and all those types of things are going to,
how far you travel.
The types of cars that you're going to have, and loads that you're going to have and dictate. Yeah.
Yeah, if you stay.
But I think it works for us in sort of ebbs and flows. So one week we'll have a really good week where we don't spend much because either we're doing a free camp or we're doing a really low cost camp. And so if you do a week of, free or low cost camps, it only costs you $100 for the week in accommodation. And if you're staying in one place and you're not traveling, because like as soon as you hook the car up to the van, you start burning hundreds of dollars.
Especially if there's
headwinds, hills.
Headwind, which we've had a lot of.
Running the Patrol on 91 fuel is changes the way how much fuel it burns. It burns another 3 to 4 litres per more.
Yeah, we did do the calcs on that.
So we did the calcs. So there's lots of different sort of factors. But if you can stay at one spot for a week or two, then we find that we spend less money because we're not having to spend money on fuel.
Yeah.
If we can get a free camp or a low cost camp, that's even better. If you can find a spot which is central and you don't have to travel as far, then you're not having to burn as much money. Fuel. Yeah. So that's probably...
And depending on where you are too, right? Groceries, I mean, we can all attest to that at the moment. Groceries are really expensive.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I feel like over here in WA...
It does seem a little bit dearer. Like some things are cheaper and some things...
Fruit has dropped recently, for whatever reason, some of the fruit. But yeah, as soon as we crossed the border, it was like...
But it's not hard to... and we don't eat a lot of crap.
No.
Right? We don't eat a lot of junk food or anything like that. We'll get the kids snacky foods and stuff like that. I think that's probably where the cost is.
Yeah.
But, it's not hard to go and blow $300 or $400
easily
on groceries.
We buy all our drinking water. We don't drink from the taps in the van. No. Not because it's rubbish or anything. We just, I don't know, we don't, do we?
Well, I just don't like the taste out of the tank. And I've cleaned the tanks and all that type of thing. But yeah, it's just me. I just personally like to drink filtered water.
And we get longer than when we're off grid in terms of for showers and dishes and all
that that's right. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that's probably about our average spend is probably $1,500. Do I want to know the full real cost? Probably not, you know. But that, again, that's going to vary the size on the size of the family, size of the van, type of car, type of diet you have.
As well.
Yeah, and you've got, you know, Starlink and
subscriptions.
phones, and that probably doesn't even include that. So I don't know.
No, maybe insurance. And then I've got
Insurance.
subscriptions for the kids' education. We've got Reading Eggs, and we've got Study Ladder.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm just doing Home Education Queensland, and I just submitted my own plans, and we're just using NAPLAN books. And workbooks, school-tastic workbooks for Ollie because he's in prep.
Yep.
But yeah. All right, what was next? Happy with the JCO. Well, we've kind of already discussed that.
We're already sort of happy with
and
that.
same
Like,
with the
but
patrol.
overall, like,
I know they're getting hit at the moment, but we've had no
real, like, honestly, like, we've driven some pretty crap roads and nothing's, like, we had the range hood that fell out. Well, it didn't fall out completely. It just
was
dropped.
hanging, yeah.
But, you know, that was a couple of screws that we sort of fixed up. But there hasn't, we have, touch wood, we have not had a single problem, really, like, big problem with the JCO. We had, before we went away, we actually had Cruise Master air suspension fitted to the JCO. Which, one thing I would highly recommend, if you plan on traveling around Australia and you're going to be setting up multiple times a week, all the time, it is a godsend. It's so easy to set up. So that's my hot tip
Not
for
to
you.
mention, it helps when you're inflating.
Oh, yeah. So we've got the
Airbag.
compressor and all that.
Yeah,
so when we're
compressors.
inflating tyres and whatever, Sarah inflates the caravan, I inflate the car, and
Yeah.
we're done and dusted pretty
Yeah.
quickly. So, but yeah, awesome. Highly recommend getting airbags set up. Don't have to be carrying chocks, and yeah, it's brilliant. What was I saying? About the JK. Yeah, so we had an issue with the remote control, which ended up being the main head unit for the air inflation. We had that replaced in Perth, so we couldn't level the van. We just had to do it manually, which, you know, wasn't a big deal.
No.
It wasn't a deal breaker, but
You spend that much money, though. You want something to work properly.
yeah. But they ended up replacing the whole lot. So
Yeah.
that was pretty good.
And then the fridge.
Oh, and then, yes, our other drama, but that's not a JCO product. It's a
No,
Dometic issue.
And
That
it
is
was
now, I'm going to tell you right now, that is now, well, at the moment, resolved.
Don't you jinx it.
I won't jinx it. It is working fantastically at the moment. So that was all fixed up here in Broome, actually.
Yeah.
So
It's been amazing, like just opening the door and seeing everything that's in there rather than pulling everything out of the stacked fridge.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, but no, other than that, it's all been good. Like, the patrol has been flawless. You know, we've had it serviced a couple of times throughout the trip. Done tyre rotations. Yeah, it's been, we've been tickety-boo. We've been pretty good. So
schooling, we touched on that.
Yep. Future plans. What's our, after we finish our trip, or what are we doing now anyway? So we're actually, we're not doing a full 12-month lap.
No.
We're actually going to be starting to head back home pretty soon. So we've now got, we're originally going to do the Gib. But we've decided that we're going to do that at a later point.
Yeah.
We're
going to save that one. We're going to bank it. And
going
we'll
to
come back
save that one and do that. I think that deserves its own sort of trip. So we're going to go around the outskirts, but we wanted to go see the Bungles and stuff anyway. I did want to go see Wolf Creek. Sarah wasn't keen on it. Got too many of the John Jarrett vibes.
Well, when you do an impression of him, yeah.
So, but yeah, no, we're going to go around the outside, go through Fitzroy Crossing, Halls Creek, up to the Bungles, and then make our way. We're going to still do our Questro.
Yeah,
we'll do our
Lake
Questro,
Argyle.
and then Lake Argyle, and then we'll shoot across to Kununurra, and then over to Katherine, and then start heading our way back to Queensland.
Yeah.
So from there, so we'll probably be home in probably the next 6 weeks-ish, I would say, thereabouts. We haven't sort of locked in a date or anything yet.
No, it will just be as we go.
Yeah, as we go along. But other than that, future plans for the sort of channel, I think what we'll do is once we get back, we'll get back into work and school, all those types of good things. We'll probably save up. We've got to work out where we're going to live.
Yeah.
Yep, we've got to work out that, and then we'll probably we'll just do some local sort of stuff again.
Yeah.
We'll start kicking back into local campsite reviews and travel vlogs and stuff.
But we're heavily going to get into fishing.
So yes, we might be buying a boat. So we'll take you along for the journey on our boat.
He spilled the beans. He wasn't supposed to say anything.
We might be buying a boat. So yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll do some product reviews and all that type of thing. So apart from every week videos, we'll probably drop back to fortnightly or monthly videos or something.
Not straight away, guys. We're still going to be doing.
No, there's going to be lots and lots of content still, because we're actually a fair bit behind on the content, even though we're releasing videos every single week. Is trying to, if you put together an hour episode, the problem is that a lot of people won't sit there and watch an hour episode. So we try to condense them to sort of that 20 to 30 minute mark. We've blown over a few times.
You have got the hard job of sifting through all the stuff we've filmed and picking bits and bobs and stitching it together and trying to make a story.
I can tell you right now, like, people, unless you're like big YouTuber and you've got a big following,
neither of us have any media training or
it's not you're not in it for the money, I can tell you that right now. So it's not fantastic, and the amount of effort and work, so carrying the camera around, putting on a smile,
even if we've just had a big blow up and a big Barney, you've got to like
smile for the camera and stuff.
Or you just screamed at the kids.
But then you've got to, you've got to film and you've got to do all that sort of thing. And then the hard work is actually then getting back. Like, filming is actually not that hard, because you're just talking to the camera. You've got to have the right attitude and stuff on.
Yeah.
But filming,
I think you've got to give the right energy too.
Yeah.
And I always find it a bit tricky when there's lots of other people around, especially if they're staring at you. I get a little bit intimidated.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of. Yeah, that's why I like doing my own product reviews, and
because he hides away and does it.
I can focus on it. So, but yeah, editing is probably the hardest bit. Like, when you've got a product review, it's pretty easy. But when you're doing trip reviews, there's so much footage that you capture, and we've got like 3 SSD hard drives that are basically full, well, getting full, of all the content and the stuff. Like, it's just... What's
been surprising, actually, it's just a thought that's occurred to me. We haven't been able to get a lot of drone footage in WA.
No, it's been... That's one of my bugbears.
And I mean, I do see lots of people do it, and lots of people on Instagram and stuff have released footage, and I just sort of think, well, I don't know if you can. Like... Well, there's
places we've been. There's a lot of places that say no drones.
Yeah. Well, we were at Pender Bay and it said no drones.
Yeah, no drones and all that sort of thing. So.
And in Broome here, you're close to the airport.
Yeah, so you can't even like launch it at the beach or down near the jetty.
Yeah, we thought we might get some footage of the camels.
Because you're so close to the airport and stuff like that. So, for the last couple of months, really, we haven't got the drone up much. Well, besides the Ningaloo, we are able to fly and all that sort of thing.
But then it was windy.
But then, and our little drone
size of our little drone, couldn't get it.
She gets knocked around a bit, but yeah, other than that, I think we've sort of covered off all our questions. If you've got any other questions, hit us up down below. We'll be happy to. We're an open book. We're happy to share and talk about it. Eh?
Yeah.
But other than that, we really do appreciate you guys watching, and we wouldn't have got.
If you've gotten this far in the video, thanks for continuing to watch.
Yeah, we have waffled on a bit and whatever, but we thought we'd just do a bit of a debrief and a bit of a thank you for our 10,000 subscribers, because I think it is, for us, it's pretty. I'm pretty chuffed. Like, I never thought we would even get this big.
We also made that list too.
Oh yeah, the RV Finder top 25 YouTubers.
Yeah, RV Finder top 25 YouTubers.
So we were in some pretty cool people, like the Elnicks and Trip in a Van and a bunch of other people, and we were in the top 25. So I thought that was pretty.
Oh, didn't even know we were in the running.
We didn't even know. No, we were in contact, I think. But yeah, we got late there. So we probably were 25 out of the top 25.
Oh, maybe. We just made it in there.
Just made it in there by the skin of teeth. Who else we got there? Oh, that'll do. Anyway.
We're going to wrap the video up here for this week, right?
As Sarah said, thanks for following along. Thanks for all your support. And yeah, as I said, got any questions or comments, drop them down below. We will happily fill your boots with what we can. So.
Yeah, and also too, if you see us out and about, don't be shy.
Oh yeah, we've had a couple of people that have come up for selfies and all sorts of things and say hello. Yeah,
happy to have a chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching.
We'll catch you around.
See you later. Woo!